They are the help.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
we have read.
So what do you think? What should go into an English language lesson? I mean, not what do you think, but what Callum suggests. What should go into an English language lesson? What the teacher hopes to achieve over the course of the lesson and how he or she hopes to achieve it.
One of the goals.
Yes. Yes.
Well, may I?
Yeah, of course.
One of the goals as well with the teaching is to motivate the students and to take in what you are teaching and to retain as much as possible. I think and you must plan to incorporate all learning styles through independent and group exercises during the lesson.
Good, excellent. Well, well, would you like to add something?
Azif.
I want to say about this article that I like the idea. The lesson plan is the map. It shows you where you start, where you finish. I like this idea. And I agree with that.
Good, excellent. Who else? Would you like to add something?
It's a real guide for the teacher
to
know where she is going to and what she wants to achieve.
Good. So according to the author,
our aim is to engage pupils.
Listen to me?
Yes. According to the author, what is a lesson plan?
Lesson plan is to engage, study, and achieve the goals.
It's a framework for a lesson.
Yes, it's a framework.
It shows you
and to cope the difficulties.
Yes, it's a framework for lesson, a map of a journey. Yes,
it's
a guide for the teacher as to where to go and how to go there, and maybe very detailed. So it can be, I don't know, just simply notes, which I do, or it can be very detailed lesson planning, yes? And do you need pen if you have a course book? What the author say about it?
It's good, but it can't be for all the students because they are different. Yes, and they're not the same people. You can't use the same thing for all of them.
Yes,
The audience is very
Yes.
different.
yes,
As author said, this course books have advantages and disadvantages, and yes, it's true
so,
about course books.
yes, according to the
The
author,
teacher must be very flexible.
uh-huh,
Teacher must be very flexible and perhaps change the course according to the needs of the pupils
During the lesson.
during the lesson. Yes.
yes. So we need to plan a lesson even if we have a course book because we need to adapt the materials. We cannot use the materials, yes, we can. Anyway, we have to adapt and to learners' needs, yes? And the principles of planning are aim, variety, and flexibility. Because sometimes the lesson plans which we have in our course book, they are not flexible enough for each student. Yes, right?
Okay, it's noisy.
Please,
Maybe
please
a
mute your
little noisy. Yes. Let's switch.
microphones and unmute when you have something to say. And why is planning important?
Yes.
To the
We
author.
are hardly listening to you and catching what are you saying.
Can you please mute your microphones and unmute if you need to say something? Now mute all your microphones, please. So why is planning of importance according to the author?
It's our plan which guides us to ensure the learning goals which we have set for our pupils, and they are met in the time that is allowed.
It gives teacher confidence.
Yes. And of course, well-planned lessons motivate learners, not only us, teachers, but also learners. For example, when you go to the classroom and you don't know what to do, what are you going to do? And you are not so confident, and the learners uh, feel that, you're not confident and your lesson is not so good and you feel that you failed that time. Not always we are winner in our classrooms. Sometimes we fail our lessons, yes? And of course, well-planned lessons motivate not only us, but also learners. And planning helps to identify aims. It helps us to plan and to predict possible problems and solutions. If they are planned detailed, then you can predict some possible problems and solutions, and to have some solutions for them. And of course, planning makes sure that lesson is balanced and appropriate for class. And planning gives teachers confidence, as I said, as I mentioned before. And planning is a sign of professionalism. Do you agree with this statement that it is a sign of professionalism?
Yes, of course.
When you plan, you predict, you know what kind of possible problems you can meet, and you have different solutions for them. Yes, and your lesson is well balanced. Your planning is appropriate for each class, for each student, for their needs. Yes. Do you agree, guys?
Yes.
Do you have something to add? Would you
I
like?
think,
Yes.
may?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I think that lesson planning is like cooking, maybe.
Yeah.
If you have a recipe, you do everything according to your recipe, and if you don't have anything, you have to improvise, and I don't know, you do it without any planning, and you don't know what will you have after all.
Exactly. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think, of course, it's my opinion. Just in my opinion, well done lesson planning is good for both us and for teachers and for students. Yes. Okay, guys. What do you know about warmers? How would you define a warmer? Or what types of activity make an effective warmer for a lesson? And what are the advantages of using warmer in a lesson? And I wonder if you use a warmer before beginning the main lesson. First of all, what is a warmer? How would you define it?
May I start?
Yeah,
Do you listen to me? Warmers should be used at the beginning of the lesson. They are to engage all the students into the lesson,
yes,
and to motivate them and to make good atmosphere just.
yes. And what types of activity make an effective warmer for a lesson?
Maybe brainstorm.
Games also
Sorry, can you
make it warmer.
Can you repeat, please?
Brainstorming.
Uh-huh.
Work on words.
Okay. And what are the advantages of using a warmer in a lesson or before beginning the main lesson?
Pupils will understand everything you text, maybe.
Okay.
If you work on words before reading, or maybe before explaining. If you give them understand the meaning of the words, maybe translation, I don't think that translation is the best way, but maybe it is also very helpful.
Well, I think warm-up activities may include chatting, watching a quick video, playing a game, and at the beginning of the lesson, which will make the pupils more active, and further the lesson will be more effective, I think.
I mostly use in the end of the lesson. If I have some time, I use it in the end of the lesson.
So,
We play a game.
So, what I heard, you talk about not only about the warmers, but you talk about leading activity. So, warmer is an activity that you can use at the start of the class to warm up the learners and get them ready for learning. We don't use warmers in the middle of the lesson or at the end of the lesson. The warmers are an activity that you can use at the start of the class to warm up the learners and get them ready for learning. And they tend to be very short, dynamic, fun activities, which are often competitive.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it's a little advertisement. Okay, we must prepare learners for the lesson and put them in an appropriate frame of mind to learn. And they help to relax learners and encourage their enthusiasm for learning. Farmers don't have to be isolated activities, but can serve to introduce a topic or to recycle some previously learned language in an enjoyable way. You know, farmers don't need to be connected with the topic. They can be just for fun. They can do nothing for the topic or for the theme. We use warmers at the beginning of the lesson just to warm up the students, just to be ready for lesson, but not for learning that theme, that topic. It can be just for fun, not
Job.
learning. You see?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, now let's watch a video. Wait a minute, please. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay.
Today, the boss called me and tell me to quit work. Fortunately, the company collapsed. Unfortunately, and I don't know what to do. Unfortunately, I fell down from the sky. Unfortunately, I didn't die. Unfortunately, I can walk.
So this is unfortunately warming up.
Then you say blues. There's a number that you can divide by 4, and you say blues instead of. My brother is a dog. My brother is a dog. Change places if you're wearing something yellow. Change places if you're wearing glasses. Have hair. drawing bounce. It's a game that we play with an invisible ball. This is the ball here. So to pass it in one direction, you say fizz. The second move we can make is boing, boing, which changes the direction. So it bounces off your arm, goes back the other way. Bounce, skips one person, so doesn't change direction, but goes over someone's head to the next person. What happens if you get it wrong or you make a mistake? Sit-ups. Or the rubbish bin next door. I don't know. The first one you talk for 1 minute about Halloween.
Okay. I know that the voice is not so good, but I will explain now. So the first video was about fortunately, unfortunately activity, where each learner in turn gives 2 sentences beginning unfortunately I blah 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 and but fortunately I blah blah blah, and one of the students says unfortunately I died yesterday, but fortunately I'm alive today. And the second video was about buzz activity, which learners count in turn and each giving the next number. Each giving the next number, and learners replace any number that is divisible by 4 with the word buzz. For example, they say 1, 2, 3, and the 4th person should say buzz. 1, 2, 3, buzz. 4, 5, 6, buzz. We can use other words. You can use this warming up when we teach them counting or something like that. And the third video was about Chinese whispers, as we say in Armenian, chata terapos. And the teacher asked each learner at the end of the line of the circle to write 1 sentence of 5 to 7 words. And each of these 2 learners whispers the sentence to their partner, who passes on the sentence to their next partner. And the 2 sentences are placed around the circle. We know this warmer as we used to play it when we were children, yes, chata terapos. I used to play it. I don't know about you. And the last learner to hear the sentence will write it on the board, and the class compare it to the original sentence. Very often it is something very different from the original sentence. And the next video was about changing places when the teacher gives instructions. For instance, change places if you are wearing yellow. So we can use this warmer when we teach the students colors, or we can take any words to use this warmer and to use it for vocabulary or something else. But in the video, the teacher gives an instruction like change places if you're wearing yellow. And learners change places with each other. Learner who cannot find a partner to change place with it is out. So we can use this warmer for teaching colors or numbers or anything. Yes? And the last video was about ease, bowing, and bounce. Learners pass an invisible ball to their partners. If the learner says ease, their partner passes the ball to the left. If the learner says bowing, their partner passes the ball to the left. And if the learner says bounce, their partner bounces the ball. If a learner performs an incorrect action, they must talk for a minute about subject given by the teacher. So again, this warmer we can use when we during a speaking activity, especially when we want our learners, our students to talk about a topic, about any topic. So we can use this warmer to prepare them for the topic, for the speaking, yes, about the topic. By the way, learners in the video are shown sitting in a circle, but in a large classroom, the same activity could be easily used with learners sitting at their desk. I would like to say that I tried not to make a circle, but to play this warmer with them sitting at their desk, and it's okay, I can say. Okay. Now, please decide if the activities in the tables are warmers or leading. The first video, fortunately, unfortunately, was warmer or leading. What do you think?
Warmer.
Warmer.
Yes, I think so. It was learner. What do you think? It's not yet about the topic, about that day's theme.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say anything.
It is warmer.
Yes, yes. What about the second one, but?
It can be leading, I think.
1, 2, 3, but.
Yes,
Yes, we can choose the vocabulary that we are going to use during the lesson and to leading them prepare for the theme, for the topic, yes? What do you think, guys?
Chinese whispers.
No, about but.
It is leading.
It is leading. Definitely, everybody says that it is leading, yes?
Yes.
What about
Yes.
Chinese whispers?
It is warming.
Yeah. I think that it can be both warmer and leading. For example, we can take a sentence from the article or from the reading and to use that sentence for this warmer, yes? So I think it can be both warmer and leading. Guys?
Yes, it can. Yeah, I think it is both. Either warm up or leading. Yes.
What about change places when the teacher gives instructions, change place, for example, if you are wearing yellow, or change place if your hair, I don't know, is red, change place if you are wearing earrings or something like that.
Warming.
Warmer or leading?
Leading.
Leading.
Both.
Again, both.
Yes.
Warmer, yes. And the last one is bang and bounce. When learners pass an invisible ball to their partners and say is their partners when they're passed, and the partner should pass the ball to the left. If they are saying bowing, their partner passes the ball to the left, and if they say bounce, their partner bounces the ball. So is it a warmer or leading?
Warmer.
Yes, I think, in my opinion, it's definitely warmer. Yes. It does nothing with leading. Yes. What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So as I mentioned, warmers are not necessarily related to the topic of the lesson and are used to wake up, just to wake up students and make them interesting in language, yes, in English. And teacher actually introduced the theme of the lesson and are used to activate the students' prior knowledge or experience of the topic. This is leading, yes? So how often do you use warmers and leadings? Now you know that they are different, yes? They are using separately. So how often do you use warmers and how often do you use leadings? Guys, how often do you use? Do you use both of them? You don't talk to me? Okay, please read,
Well,
read the first one and say if it is a warmer or leading.
which one?
The first one.
A.
Yes.
The first one
It is warmer.
warmer.
It's warmer. The second one, and Damian.
I think it's warmer.
Good. Okay, we don't have enough time to read all of them, but please think of think of a warmer and a leading to introduce us next time. Okay, guys. Can you think of a warmer? Think of a warmer and one.